the Lord. I hope that you are in the Lord and beloved of the Lord. He bestows that love upon you. And that is where we can be rooted and grounded. Are you rooted? Are you standing fast and rooted and grounded in God's love for you? And I hope you know God's eternal love for you. John 3:16, for God so loved the world. How much that he gave his only begotten Son. How did he demonstrate his love? God commendeth his love toward us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. We didn't love him first. It says we love him because he first loved us. Not only does he have grace that loved us, he had grace that chose us. Look at what it says in verse 13 again. Because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. So what does this mean? We are chosen to salvation from the beginning. God had an eternal plan to redeem mankind. He had an eternal plan. Salvation didn't come up with an idea of man. It's not us. Salvation is from God. That's what Jonah meant. Salvation is of the Lord. That's what Jonah said from the belly of the whale. I can't get out of here. Salvation is of the Lord.
Amen.
And by the way, I don't know why I was thinking of this the other day, but Jonah would have been quite a sight for the people of Nineveh. Did you know that there was once a man who also got swallowed by a whaler, in the late 1800s, and he got swallowed. He couldn't get himself out, and but they killed the whale, and they were chopping up the blubber, and out popped a man from the stomach. He was still alive, but he was bleached completely white, and he had lost all of his hair by the stomach acid in there. And you can imagine if that was true of him, it's probably true of Jonah as well. Imagine him walking into Nineveh preaching, here's the message from the Lord. They probably would have thought, who is this? And they all listened and they all turned to the Lord. But he couldn't get himself out of there, and but he cried out to God, salvation is of the Lord. And the Lord heard him and